I should tell you that I'm the MC for this evening. My name's Todd Whitcomb, for those of you who don't know me. And I get to MC the proceedings. And, wait, hold on a second here. I have to be totally impartial, right? I'm an impartial moderator for this evening. And I'll do my best to fairly and impartially moderate the proceedings as we go through the evening. For those of you who haven't been to the annual Santa Claus debate, we have been doing this for more years than Gary and I want to count. And we've, in the past, simply gone into the debate. But this year, well, like I said, I haven't heard caroling for a long time. So those of you who got the song booklet, turn to page 10. And come on, sing with us the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town. You guys all know the words? Page 26. Seamus White. Santa Claus in the line. So, Seamus here. And by the way, everybody give it up for Seamus for bringing us. Santa Claus is coming to town, and everybody sing along, please. 1, 2, 3. You
better watch out. You better not cry. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He begged a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. You when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sakes. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not shout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
All right.
By the way, that Asian guy is our president. Oh dear, okay. Chemistry teacher or professor.
So, we're working at how to use it here. So let's do it.
I'll just remind the students in the room. Working? I'll just remind the students in the room, especially those heckling me, while classes may end on Monday, exams have yet to come. So this is the...
You can tell we've been doing this for 18 years, right?
So this is the 18th year.
Oh my God. This is funny.
Okay, I've got the top volume completely down back here, so in theory you shouldn't be able to hear anything.
I will shout. So this is the 18th year that we've gathered here to debate the existence of Santa Claus. And it's my understanding for the
Secret
previous
Service.
17 years that the yes side in this debate has triumphed. Well, not this year. This year, the No side has assembled a crack team of debaters, the finest academics and Santa deniers of their generation, to finally turn the corner on this 0-17 record. And I'm very pleased to see that the judges in this year's debate are two individuals of the highest standing within our venerable institution. President George Orwalla and Chair of the Board of Governors, Mr. John Turner. Let me just say that it's a pleasure to have you here tonight. People, these are no ordinary individuals. They are men of science, men of reason, and most of all, men of the utmost integrity. And I know that they will uphold the highest standards of impartiality and rationality in the face of some of the most fantastical and unbelievable tales that you're going to hear tonight from the pro-Santa side. In fact, I'm aware of some trash talk that's been going on Facebook, email directed against the yes side, or the no side, sorry. And so much so that I fear for my personal safety. So tonight I brought in my very own security detail. Say hello to Brian.
Hi, Brian.
If you have a problem with me or a problem with what I'm saying, talk to Brian. And I just want to say that the no side would never engage in that kind of baseless trash. I mean, it's really beneath us to point out that the holes in the yes side's arguments are so big that you could drive a reindeer-driven sleigh through them. Now, I know many of you harbor very warm and fuzzy philosophical notions about this mythical character we know as Santa Claus. That the true essence of Santa Claus's being is the peaceful nature of his universalistic and harmonious blah, blah, blah. Well, enough of philosophy and philosophizing. As a political scientist, meticulously trained in the rigorous school of evidence-based research, it is my intention to seek out the truth behind the myth. Now, those of you who've been to previous debates will be familiar with my work on the Santa Claus myth. In my highly acclaimed award-winning article, The Social, Political, and Economic Foundations of the Santa Claus Myth, a Marxist Perspective, I, along with my esteemed colleagues Grinch, Scrooge, and Marley, argue that Santa Claus, a jolly round man with a big bushy beard from the 19th century, who likes to wear red clothes and talk about peace and equality and gives presents to all deserving children, regardless of class, is really just Karl Marx in disguise.
Oh my God! Oh my, that's hilarious.
Moving on from this groundbreaking study, I decided that the next stage in my multi-year Tri-Council funded research would focus on the international foundations of the Santa Claus myth. My question: is there any solid empirical evidence confirming Santa Claus's existence? My first question was, where do I look? I reckon the United Nations was a good place to start. After all, the United Nations mandate is world peace. Surely they would recognize the existence of Saint Nick. But try as I might, I could find no mention of Santa Claus in any UN document, anywhere. He is not recognized as the head of state in any country or territory, and he hasn't even attended a meeting of the UN General Assembly. Well, I was perplexed, but it occurred to me that maybe Santa isn't really a political figure at all. Perhaps we could think of him as a captain of industry, the CEO of a huge multinational international toy empire. So where would I look for such a person? Well, of course, Fortune 500 listed. A comprehensive listing of the international companies and their owners. But despite the fact that Santa Claus Inc. is apparently well known throughout the world for his toy making and distribution capacities, he has yet to break into the Fortune 500. Well, enough of international organizations and business periodicals, I said. I decided to go to the sources I knew that I could trust. Those pillars of academic research and discourse, Google and Wikipedia. I know you all use them. But alas, even they couldn't answer my questions. Becoming increasingly despondent about this whole enterprise and ever more skeptical about the existence of Santa Claus, I turned to the one institution that knows everything about everyone, the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States government. Surely they would provide me with some hard evidence confirming the existence of Santa Claus, if indeed Santa Claus was real. So I consulted the country... I consulted the country and regional listings in the CIA's famed World Factbook. First, I checked the listing for the North Pole. The one place we know Santa is supposed to have a home and a workshop. But according to the CIA, nobody lives at the North Pole. Well, that was that. But was it? Like a true social scientist, I pushed on, wading through mounds and mounds of data. Questions kept popping up into my mind. Maybe the CIA doesn't know. Maybe the weather at the North Pole prevented their drones from taking photographs. Or maybe they did their survey at the North Pole when Santa was taking his summer vacation. If Santa did in fact exist, where would he take a summer vacation? And then it dawned on me. Of course, the Christmas island in the middle of the tropical Indian Ocean. Maybe Santa lives there for part of the year. So I checked the CIA listings once again and found that yes, the Christmas island is indeed a real island. Unfortunately, there was no mention of Santa Claus. Surely an important person like Santa Claus would be the king of the Christmas island, or even the president of the Christmas island. Alas, it wasn't to be. And just as I was about to abandon this fruitless task, I noticed that the Christmas island is a sovereign possession of Australia. Now, what would Australia want with this outcrop of rock in the middle of the Indian Ocean? And then I asked myself, well, this is just very, very strange. And the pieces started falling into place. The Santa Claus myth is a conspiracy perpetrated by agents of the Australian government and their partners in the CIA. That's the Christmas Intelligence Agency, not the Central Intelligence Agency. These dastardly individuals actively promote and perpetuate the Santa Claus myth to lull us all into a sense of false security and happiness, while they plot world domination on a scale never seen before. Think about it. Every Christmas Eve, Santa Claus enters our home and creeps around in the darkness, eating cookies and giving presents to all good little children, but who knows what else he gets up to while he's doing that? For all we know, he could be hacking into our computers. And what's more, we play into this violation of our privacy by leaving our doors open and turning off our fires. Is anyone in the room from Australia? Has anybody visited Australia? Yeah. Beware of these people. They're not to be trusted. They could be Australian sleeper agents waiting to strike when we least expect it. Working feverishly to hoodwink us into believing the same